Hello everyone, welcome to my review on House of Ashes from the Dark Pictures anthology. So I just played this game last night, and I definitely had quite a few different thoughts throughout the game, and out of Until Dawn, Man of Medan, and Little Hope, this is definitely the one of the Dark Pictures games that I kind of enjoyed the least, I guess I would put it. So I'm going to try and keep this review for 5 minutes and see how far we get. Overall, I'm going to start out with narrative like I always do. I gave that a 6 out of 10. I thought the narrative was great. It had the ancient temple theme. It kind of had that crazy cultish vibe to it where the tribes were messing with the gods and not appeasing the gods, and that's what led to the plague and the drought and then the curse and everything else like that. And then it went super weird and went to alien vampire territory, which I have no idea why they made that narrative decision. But overall, it was just something that I didn't see coming, and I wouldn't say that's in a good way. I think they should have stuck with the overall curse of maybe the ancient soldiers that were there were the ones that were turning into the vampires, which I think is where they were going with it. But it went too far to the alien category, and then all this giant alien civilization was underneath the earth the entire time, and it had all this alien tech and thousands of vampires and cocoons. It was just weird, alright, and I don't think it really stuck with the whole vibe of the game. So going down that path was just something that I didn't like, personally, about it. And then there was the River of Blood randomly that was just down there, and then it changed into the green, the giant green alien shaft that the explorers had already been down, and these things communicate by sound, but we can't communicate with them, we can just wake them up, and maybe there's a deeper meaning to the whole game, but I did not like that kind of narrative direction that they chose. Overall gameplay, I have the same issue with all these games in the gameplay. The movement just feels so wacky and not fluid that it just kind of takes out the immersion part of it. And I feel like the gameplay, the technical, kind of fit in side by side here, because during the gameplay, a lot of the actors' eyes were doing this. They were doing this the whole time. And it was just what are they looking at? Or maybe that was something with the graphics settings, or maybe that was something with my computer, but it just happened so consistently that I thought it was really weird. And then the Eric character, he had the sunglasses on, and he was doing this. He was doing this the whole time. Doing one of these guys. He was just looking at the ground for half of his lines. I thought it was really weird. So, and then there's the thing with Rachel's ring going from gold to white halfway through the game. There was Samir's handgun, where I missed picking up the handgun off the ground. I missed that button interaction, so I didn't get it. And then in the very next scene, he has a handgun, but he never used it. It's in the holster though, and you can see it, but he never used it. So I feel like that was just a very lazy kind of approach to the whole thing. And then missing Nick's last heartbeat sequence. Number one, I hate the heartbeat sequence. I think having one sequence makes sense, but then doing it twice in a row makes no sense. He was setting up the explosives, and then all of a sudden he was setting up more explosives, and they only showed 3 on the table, but he's putting 8 onto the same pillar. It is very weird because they made a big deal out of how much ammo and stuff do we have left, and then all of a sudden this stuff is just appearing out of nowhere. So I gave technical a 4, I gave gameplay a 5, graphics I gave a 4 out of 10. I made a stink in the Let's Play about the waterfall and the water graphics. That was terrible. It literally looked like a mirror, which was super weird. The smoke graphics looked good, but the water graphics looked terrible. Once again, could have been my computer, but I don't think so. Market and value, I'm going to put these two together. I feel like market, we definitely didn't live up to the hype of the game. It didn't follow the sequels of Man of Medan and Little Hope that well. I feel like this is the weakest game in the series, so I bumped that down to a 6. And then overall value, I gave a 4 out of 10. Right now, you can get this game on Steam for $30, and this was a little bit longer. It was 5 hours for me to get through. So I think it's still not quite worth that amount of money. even though it was a little bit longer of a game, I don't think these games need to be any longer than 4 hours. Like 4 hours to me is the perfect amount of time to get in, play the game in one stint, so you like have the horror game vibe going the whole time, and then you're done. I feel like trying to play a horror game for consecutive days in a row and getting yourself into that horror mindset is really tough. But a 4 hour playthrough on a decision-based story game like this is absolutely perfect. So I don't really need the game to be longer. I just need it to be better to get that value score up. The audio, I think, was perfect in this game. The clicker sound from the vampires was super unsettling. Their the eating, like squelching sound that they gave off was also really, really good. And then the footsteps in this game were not giant like elephants walking down the street like the problem that Little Hope had. So overall, I'm giving House of Ashes 5.9 out of 10. Once again, I think it was the weakest game so far in the series. And then I'm going to be playing The Devil and Me with a buddy on Sunday, so that should be super fun. I'm really excited. It was my most anticipated game out of the series, so I'm excited to finish up season 1 of the Dark Pictures anthology with The Devil and Me, and you'll see that playlist coming up here next week, and my review probably the week after. So if you enjoyed House of Ashes and watching me play that, please tune into my Man of Medan playthrough with Cody, or my Little Hope playthrough that I did a week ago, and then you'll be seeing The Devil and Me here shortly. Thanks for coming. See you there.